Well, meanwhile, in North Yorkshire, some of the poorest and most insecure workers claim they're being unfairly targeted by the police. Food delivery couriers who use bikes to get around York say they've been issued with fixed penalty notices for cycling in the city centre. The local MP has described them as key public workers and asked for the fines to be rescinded. Our correspondent David Rhodes is in York for us tonight. David.
Yes, Jeff, on a night like tonight, people should be in the centre of York enjoying the sunshine, but that can't happen, of course, because of the lockdown. Now, we know that the streets in York are some of the narrowest in the country, so there are rules about where cyclists can and cannot go. Now, supposedly at the beginning of this lockdown, food delivery riders were told that those rules were going to be relaxed to help them deliver food to the most vulnerable in society. But it appears that hasn't happened, and these food delivery drivers are now telling us they're being fined by the police for simply doing their job.
He got right in my face, got very confrontational very quickly. He wouldn't let me socially distance.
For food delivery courier Ethan, there are many potential hazards of his job, and he says fixed penalty notices from the police are the latest one.
He told me to get off the bike immediately because there are pedestrian restrictions in place. I questioned him because the council had told us otherwise, and so did the police.
Every day, these delivery drivers are ferrying food around a deserted city. The city centre is a pedestrianised zone, meaning cyclists shouldn't ride here or they risk a fine. But food couriers say they were told that during the lockdown, the local council have relaxed those rules.
Normal times we wouldn't cycle through the centre of town, but obviously now isn't a normal time. We're delivering groceries and food to people who otherwise wouldn't be able to get out of their houses.
York Council said the rules about city centre cycling haven't been changed for anyone, but today we witnessed many people cycling where they shouldn't, leaving courier drivers feeling victimised. York might be one of the richest cities in the north of England, but the people who deliver this food on bicycles can be some of the poorest workers in society because they're known as gig economy workers. And in this lockdown, business is not booming, it's getting harder.
People who are struggling to make rent, we've got people who are studying to pay their bills. So our orders have plummeted, and then we're facing an economic recession at the moment. And so people aren't confident ordering food to take out. They don't want to spend the money. We're struggling to take home £50 at the end of the day, and that might get fined from us for doing our jobs.
Local Labour MP Rachel Maskell has written to North Yorkshire Police asking for fines for food couriers to be rescinded immediately. The York Central MP described these workers as essential to the local community. In a statement, North Yorkshire Police said they are not responsible for lifting or imposing traffic restrictions. That is a council matter. But if cyclists and drivers are breaching a restriction, police can enforce them. David Rhodes, BBC Look North, York.